So a number of commentators are saying, now that Trump is gone and Biden's setting the right tone, the United States is just all going to pull together and it's going to be kumbaya. Michael Diamond knows the United States, and he joins me right now because I am looking at the 74 million people who voted for Trump, and Trump rode to power on that disaffection. He didn't create it, he exacerbated it. So tell me that you agree with me, or maybe you don't, that more has to be done than just nice words.
Look, I think you're completely right. You know, the adage, if we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. I think that's very applicable here. If the political establishment of the United States, in both parties, this wasn't a Democrat or a Republican problem, it was a political establishment problem. If they don't learn from what brought Donald Trump into power, the tidal wave that gave him the Republican nomination in 2016, we are absolutely doomed to repeat it.
But they don't want to. I mean, first of all, it's 4 years ago, and secondly, all I hear about is that everything's going to be fine in the States. And yet, some of the protesters at the Capitol were saying, we aren't here for Trump, we are here against what was going on before. Globalization, Chinese control, losing our jobs. Isn't that what the government has to get at, the fundamentals of why there's such disaffection?
Well, absolutely. If there is a problem, you need to look, how do we address the problem? What drove someone to vote for Donald Trump? What drove someone in Ohio who's been out of work and their family's been out of work because they perceive because of trade issues, even though there's absolutely benefits to America's trading relations. But what drove that person to look at Donald Trump, a New York City billionaire, and thought, that's my hero, that's the man who's going to fix my problem? And let's start addressing that. And you start by it by talking to people. The political establishment has to stop looking at any part of the country as Hillary Clinton called them, deplorables, flyover country, areas where they don't care to campaign, folks who they think need to change instead of they need help to modernize. I mean, these are the problems, and that's what the political establishment, why they lost the trust of the American people that led to the rise of Donald Trump in 2016. Donald Trump, you know, of the 74 million, a big chunk were people who are always going to vote Republican, but absolutely a big chunk were people who voted because it was Donald Trump and what he was selling and their dissatisfaction with typical politicians.
And so the Democrats now are looking for a trial of Donald Trump. I mean, should that not be toned down a little bit? Who gives a rat's about whether he's convicted or not now?
Look, I think that would actually be, I think, problematic. It would give Trump legitimacy to his grievances with the establishment. I think we need to let Donald Trump fade away into the sunshine in Palm Beach. Not a bad place to fade away into the sunshine, to be honest.
If he can ever fade away, but you give political advice through Upstream, your company. I mean, that seems to me just basic. Why give this guy another platform and put him on trial?
Well, the Democrats want to do it because they know it will divide the Republican Party. You know, Gerald Ford gave away his chance to be reelected over Jimmy Carter when he pardoned Richard Nixon. But that trial of Richard Nixon would have divided the country. It would have created great division, great political unrest. That's what will happen with this. Let's forget Donald Trump, put him in the past, let's move on. Let's not make him a martyr.
President Biden, pay attention to that. 3 minutes. Thanks very much. So thank you for watching, and please make sure that you subscribe and tell your friends. We are going to have lots of fabulous shows coming up in the new year.